Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about what Vitor Roque did say about his time at FC Barcelona. It has been a very big statement. Many people want me to speak about it, and so let's go straight into it. Vitor Roque said this, and I quote, "The truth is that I have some bad moments when I arrived at FC Barcelona. I found out that I was going to come to Spain about a week before. I did not have time to adapt, but they serve as a learning experience. I'm very happy to have been at FC Barcelona." Now I know that it does seem like Vitor Roque is basically saying that Barcelona does not want him and that he's going to be moving to a different club, because he did state that "I'm very happy to have been at Barcelona," as if he were to never ever return, and that he is thinking about a move away from the club. I know it does seem like that, but let's give some time on that. We do not know exactly what Vitor Roque is thinking. We're in the middle of the season. Let's put that conversation to the side. But here's the thing. What Vitor Roque said about him saying that he had bad moments when he first arrived, is that true? Yes, it is very true. Vitor Roque did have bad moments. He did have a very rough start to his first 6 months at FC Barcelona. And let me tell you, this type of situation is nothing new. Like, this statement that he put out reflects the common challenges that has been faced by many young footballers transitioning from not just to Barcelona, but to basically any club in the top European leagues. When you're coming from Brazil, Argentina, USA, you name it, wherever, when they make that transition to either Barcelona, Man United, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Athletico Madrid, anywhere, you're always going to have that tough time to adjust yourself. With Roque, it was like the worst thing ever, because he was coming straight from Brazil and straight to Spain within a week, and it was a rushed transition, because the reason why Barcelona needed to call him was because Xavi encountered the ACL injury and Xavi Hernandez asked for the arrival of Vitor Roque just out of nowhere, because originally Vitor Roque was supposed to come in the summer of 2024, not in January 2024. So I do think that this short notice did prevent him from preparing his mentality and physical capabilities. He had to change so much within a span of 12 to 15 days. And then came the high expectations and the pressure. Everybody was saying that Vitor Roque should be the one to replace Lewandowski, that he's ready, he's going to be the next Brazilian talent, he's going to be better than Endrick. So many things, right? There was that existent pressure that Vitor Roque definitely felt, but he was never given that time to adjust both on and off the pitch, let alone adjust to La Liga, where you have to face so many difficult oppositions where they compact you. Just like how Kylian Mbappe found it very tough when he first came in, and he's like, what the hell is going on here? What type of league is this? Why are they so tactical? Why is the defender so compact? Why is everything so low block? And then the third reason, right, why it was a tough phase for Vitor Roque is because, you know, he had limited playing time. As time went by, Xavi showed time and time again that he could not rely on Vitor Roque. Sometimes we did place him as a number 9, but nothing really came into fruition. So we had to readjust his position, move him to the left wing, and have Lewandowski continue to play. And so sometimes we saw a front three of Vitor Roque, Lewandowski, and Raphinha or Lamine Yamal. But he definitely had limited opportunities to play. And at such a tactical system at Barcelona, you just need much more time and more regular playing time to really understand what you're good at and not good at and how you can improve. But Vitor Roque never really got that chance, as expected, because Xavi Hernandez and Barcelona, they had their own thing going on. They had competitions to compete for. There was no time for us to think about adjusting a brand new player to this system. So fast forward a few months, as of November 20th, 2024, Vitor Roque has shown signs of improvement since his move to Real Betis, and he has scored 5 goals this season so far. It's indicating that he's beginning to find his form, and I am very excited to see what else Vitor Roque can do for the next 5 to 6 months of this season. I know that 5 goals may not seem like a lot, but let's add more context to this. Endrick has played 10 matches so far. He came from Brazil as well, just like Vitor Roque, but he has played 10 matches so far with Real Madrid and has only scored 2 goals. Okay, 2 goals. While you have Vitor Roque at Real Betis, right, with a whole other different group of players that are not as good as the Real Madrid players, he has played 14 matches and has scored 5 goals. Vitor Roque does not have the same luxury that Endrick has had, right? Vitor Roque has to deal with Abde, Losada, Fornals, and Cardoso. They're great players, but they're not Tchouaméni, they're not Valverde or Bellingham. But overall, Vitor Roque's 5 goals in 14 matches is very impressive. And Pellegrini, the coach of Real Betis, has given Vitor Roque a central role in his system. He is a pure number 9, and that is because he does appreciate his energy, his potential, how many goals he can score. And overall, this created a positive environment around Vitor Roque and his performances at Real Betis. He's working hard to improve on his game, showing signs of adapting to Spanish football, possibly due to the more supportive environment, like I've said, and consistent minutes on the pitch. This is something that is very important for Vitor Roque, because one of the reasons why Hansi Flick said, okay, I'm not going to be dealing with Vitor Roque, I'm just going to be using Pau Victor and Lewandowski as my number 9s. He took Vitor Roque off the team because from a technical standpoint, he did not have a great one touch, nor did he have great technical ability. And Vitor Roque knew that he needed to improve in those aspects of the game. But in time, Vitor Roque is definitely going to understand what it takes to play at FC Barcelona and be a true number 9 at the club. Let's also keep in mind, right, Raphinha also went through this in his first 6 months at FC Barcelona. Raphinha, between August 2022 and December 2022, he wanted to quit. He wanted to leave. He was actually thinking about getting loaned out to a different club or somebody else just buying him. He literally, like, there's actual evidence of him saying that he wanted to leave after those first 6 months at Barcelona. But Raphinha persevered. He gave it time. He was consistent. He worked hard during the training sessions. And I think that if Vitor Roque can look at Raphinha in that way as a role model or reference, he'll know that the only thing that he does need is time, because everything else he's working on it in a very aggressive way. So I do see the whole Raphinha situation and the Vitor Roque situation in a very similar path. And many people have been asking, what was the main role for Vitor Roque under Xavi Hernandez at FC Barcelona? Like, why was it so difficult for him? Well, it's mainly because, look, he was primarily a striker, and he was mainly used as Xavi Hernandez's center forward to replace Lewandowski. But the thing is that Lewandowski had more experience. He had more focus on his development. He had years of development. There was no way Vitor Roque could have sat down Lewandowski. There was also many discussions and decisions that have been made about his versatility. The whole club of Barcelona suggested that he can play on the left wing, which he did. However, every time he did receive the ball on the left flank, he immediately lost it because his first touch was just very poor. And that is where the downhill began. Vitor Roque did not get extensive playing time. He could not make any impact. And many have said that sometimes when Vitor Roque was going to get subbed in, he played with a lot of burst, which made it very difficult for him to establish some sort of rhythm or like fully adapt to Xavi's tactical setup. Like, he was just too hyperactive every time he went onto the pitch and replaced somebody. Like, it was just too much for him. But overall, Xavi Hernandez did appreciate how Vitor Roque did play, because he had aggressiveness, he had speed, he had the capacity to make runs from behind the defense. But once again, nothing really came into fruition. Although, in the way that I do see Vitor Roque today at Real Betis, he's very direct now with his football. He knows how to make very fast runs behind the defense. I wonder if these new developments that he has been getting is going to benefit Hansi Flick in the future. Like, what if Hansi Flick sees this as a huge positive and a way for him to say that, you know, Vitor Roque should have continuity at Barcelona because he is much more direct now and we play in a very direct way. With Xavi Hernandez, it was a very possession-based system where we had to maintain the ball for a very long time, passing the ball here and there, sideways to sideways, right side to left side, circulating the ball. Maybe that was just not Vitor Roque's game. Maybe his game is exactly how Hansi Flick does have Barcelona today. And now he's working very hard at Real Betis to make sure that he does get a call-up and really prove his point during the preseason for 2025. And so to everybody, I do say this. With Vitor Roque, we got to give it time. Let's see how he does at Real Betis for now. Even Xavi Hernandez said a couple of months ago that he was still in development and that other players are ahead of him in the pecking order. And no, don't worry about how much Barcelona paid for Vitor Roque. Many have said that this player cost 60 million euros and that this whole thing is just a huge mess, that Barcelona are a mess and the board and they don't know how to make great financial and sporting decisions. Nope, that's not true. Vitor Roque only cost 30 million euros. He is on loan, which is very, very normal for any player that does come from either Brazil, Argentina, or USA. And we're giving the player some time. At least we're not disrespecting his time in Europe. We're not out here keeping the player to ourselves and not having play any minutes and just rotting on the bench, aka Arda Güler or Endrick. Barcelona know what they're doing and they have a plan for the Brazilian center forward. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys in the next one.